at 6:32 p.m. and I'm gonna open this meeting. It's Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. This is the work session and budget hearing for the Board of Education. Could we please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on our agenda is budget hearing, B1, open the public hearing. So I declare that, I need a motion. Is there a motion, please?
I move that we open the public hearing on the 26-27 budget.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. The public hearing is now officially open. And is there any public comment on the budget? No one has signed up. Okay. Does anyone want to talk about the budget at all? Anyone have any comment, any question, concern? Yes, Trustee Jacobson?
I think there's still a lot of misinformation floating out there.
Okay.
I think there is still a decent amount of apathy because traditionally the budget has passed, and so I think there's a lot of parents who need to be motivated and encouraged to make sure that they cast a vote and not rely on assumptions. Part of my PTA council liaison is work has been to encourage the schools to partner with the PTAs to help drive voter participation. And I will be answering questions both on the weekend of the 16th at Webfield I'll be having my own booth at the artist market, and we'll be open to answering questions there, and also have a tent out at the election with the intention of answering questions to the best of my ability there as well. But I do think anything we can do to encourage people to make sure their voices are heard, we should be doing all of those things.
Okay, Trustee Dowling.
I don't know that if we need to go through the whole presentation again, but I would at least like the administration to highlight the contingency budget and what would happen if the budget were not approved, specifically in line with what Trustee Jacobson is saying. Is that possible?
Before we move forward, what is a contingency budget, Trustee Valen?
Well, I will, through our superintendent, ask for our assistant superintendent.
Yep. Yes, Mayor. Are we gonna do the presentation or not?
Well, would you like to do the presentation? Or it was an open budget hearing, so would you like to do the presentation again?
I would
So
say
we made
this.
some changes, so in the presentation, it does go over a little bit more in detail for the three-part budget.
Okay,
And it also focuses on the contingency budget as well. So that was, I don't know, I just assumed that we were doing a presentation, but if you want me to just speak to it, I can do that too.
okay, is there any more comments? Let's find out. Did we get a public commenter? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, great, we have a commenter. Sarah and Thomas Lazari. I don't know who wants to go first, but would you like, that's a great question, would you like to speak before or after the budget presentation?
After.
Okay, what about Sarah? Would you like to speak
I
before?
can also speak after.
Okay, great, so we will wait till right after the budget presentation. Does anyone else need to say anything beforehand? No? Okay, let's see the budget presentation, please.
I'll probably go through some of the slides that we've seen numerous times,
Okay.
Fairly quick.
Yes, Mayor.
Yes.
Can you check, I just sent you some information for the budget hearing presentation.
Okay, and before we go through, while Ms. Merrill's checking the info, I just, Dr. Chisholm, do you know where this is posted or where people can find the budget presentation online?
Yes. So they'll be able to find all the budget presentations, and I know there's one from one that we just had recently that will be posted tomorrow morning, but all the budget presentations in both English and in Spanish will be found on the budget webpage. If you go to our district webpage, at the top, you'll see a listing of different departments or areas. It does say budget. Click that link, and you'll see all of the meetings the live virtual meetings, as well as the presentations listed there too. Am I missing any more?
On the right-hand side, there's also a link for documents. You can click on that, it's in the upper right-hand corner, and that will, show all of the, there's a budget book, and there are budget documents there that go a little bit more into detail for the three-part budget and different things of that nature. The other thing I will say, like for tonight, if you log into Board Docs for tonight's meeting, there is this presentation in both English and Spanish, available on Board Docs right now. Usually we post it to the budget page the day after the meeting. Little bit of a hiccup with last week's meeting, so we'll definitely get that up tomorrow for everyone, but everything else is there.
And I do want to say too, and I know this is a public comment area for other people, but I do want to say that we have been doing our very best to be very transparent, and to make sure information is readily available. I would encourage everyone, regardless of their thoughts, to go and listen to those videos, review the presentations. The best information is the information straight from the horse's mouth, and the best source is the main resource. And so this is the primary, those documents are your primary resources to get more information about the budget and the district's plan for moving the district forward.
All righty.
All right, so we are here for the budget hearing presentation. We start out with our vision, mission, motto, and tagline, which is our soaring together for a greater Greenburgh. In previous presentations, you would have seen this slide on two separate slides. We've kind of combined them. I'm not really going to focus too much on it, but basically on the left you see our reductions and reallocations. On the right is our additions. There is a net increase between the reductions and the additions of probably about 40 some odd thousand.
I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
The property tax cap. So again, on the left-hand side is our actual 25-26 property tax cap that was voted in last May at 4.06%. We are proposing for the 26-27 budget a property tax increase of 3.03%, totaling $71,875,599. We're going to go into the superintendent's proposed budget. Here, I've actually, this slide and the following slide, what I did was I broke out our expenditures. This slide here, you're looking at it by object code. So I think it's important for us to look at it from two different lenses. So here we're going to look at it by object, which is basically the what. You know, what are the specific goods and services received that we will be spending. On the following page, we're looking at it by function. Function is the why. Why are we, you know, so basically it's just a different way to look at the different expenditures. We are at a total budget of $87,398,325. This goes over our capital interfund transfer of $641,895. These are from a few projects from several years ago that are have negative balances that the general fund does need to make whole at the recommendation of our external auditors. So to balance any budget, your revenue needs to equal your expenditures. So here we do list all of our revenue sources for 26-27. They total up to our total budget of $87,398,325. The three-part budget, by law, we do need to present this. The next slide is going to give you a little bit more detail, but here we're going over the three parts. So we have administrative, program, and capital. It goes over what's included in each of those areas. And to the right, we do have a pie chart with the percentages. So we see that program is about 77% of our budget, administrative is 9%, and capital is 14%. This shows you the actual dollar amounts in the 26-27 budget broken out by administrative, program, and capital. impact to taxpayers. So basically what we've done is we've taken our tax levy, and we use a calculation to come up with a tax rate per 1,000 based on the total town assessment. And what we've come up with is for an average single-family home of $744,502, the average tax bill would be a little over $10,000 for the year. So for this slide here, basically it is one school system, one purpose. So what are the benefits of investing in your school district? Obviously, academic programs, mental health for students, student support, arts, athletics, extracurricular, technology, facilities, there's a variety of different things. Then we go on to show how those investments impact our students and what value they bring to the community. Great schools make great communities. So we're going to talk a little bit about a contingency budget. So basically what happens is if the voters reject the proposed budget twice, we can go out twice. If they do reject it twice, the Board of Education must enact a contingent budget. The contingent budget limits districts to the prior year's tax levy. So in the top chart, you see that we would be required to cut our budget by $2.1 million. And what type of mandatory budget reductions are included in contingency budget? Basically, all after-school clubs and programs and activities, field trips, after-school transportation, including athletics transportation. We would not be able to let the community use our facilities without charging them. And there would be equipment cuts, also district-wide building improvements. There are a variety of other items that obviously would be impacted as well. This pretty much just goes over our budget timeline. And after tonight, we have one more presentation, which is going to be next Tuesday, May 12th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And it's going to be at the TDY Community Center. And that brings us to our grand finale, which is our budget vote on May 19th here at Woodlands from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Again, I just want to mention that we do have an email. The email for any budget questions that you have is budget@greenburghcsd.org. We welcome all of your questions anytime.
Ms. Merrill, have we received any questions via the budget email at this today?
I have received 2 questions, and I did respond to them.
Are those questions and answers posted somewhere so that other people who may have similar questions can get answers?
I did not post them. On the budget website, under the documents, we do have they're more generic question and answers, but I did not include the 2 questions. The one question that I was asked had to do with the fencing club. They had a question about how much had been spent last year and this year on equipment for the fencing club. I don't remember the exact amount. I want to say it was one year was $2,500, and this year it was either last year or this year. One of the years was $3,500, and one was $2,500. And the other question had to do with charter schools, and they were basically asking for how much aid we get on our charter school students. So I'm going to try to remember the numbers the best that I can. I'm just going to round a little bit. So we pay approximately just under $25,000 a year per charter student. I believe we have 8 students this year. We are transporting 6 of those 8 students. Our transportation cost for those students that we're transporting is $450 a day, so that comes out to $80,000 for the $80,000 for the year, and our transportation aid that we receive back on that is only 6.5%. So the foundation aid that we receive on the student that we're paying almost $25,000 for is a little over $16,000. So if you do the math, we're in the red. on those students, clearly. But those were the two questions that I received.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I do see the budget Q&A, it looks like on the side here. You know, I don't know if it's possible for this year, but moving forward, I think we should post questions that are asked by the public. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
you know, one person may have that question, someone else may have that question or be given misinformation
Okay.
about that type of question, and then if you have it up there, it's helpful. Okay, is there any questions, comments from the board? No? If not, we're gonna take our public speakers. I have Sarah Lazari and Thomas Lazari. Who would like to speak first? Thomas, please come up to the end of the table here so that we can hear you. Good evening. Oh, that's good, that's good.
And you can look up.
But face us, because we can't see you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Tommy Lazari, and I'm in 2nd grade at Highview. My teacher is really nice, and Highview is the best school in the world.
Oh,
My request is that we should have more field trips in the budget next year. They're always somewhere I've never been. That's cool, and I learn a lot. Vote yes on the budget to support my friends and me.
Thank you, Thomas.
So Thomas, before you leave, I have some questions for you. If you could, can you come back? I have some questions for you. If you could plan a field trip of your own, where would you guys go?
Maybe the Bronx Zoo.
Oh, I love it.
Love the
Well, what
Bronx.
what would be the point of going to the Bronx Zoo? You have an idea about what you would do there?
You could see a bunch of animals like tigers and the sea lions and the lions
Mm-hmm.
and
And that's good study for kids at Highview, right?
yeah.
I agree. It's not a bad idea. Thank you so much.
Love the idea, thank you.
Good idea. Thank you. That's awesome. So, Miss Sarah Lazari, would you like to speak on the budget?
Here?
Sure.
Okay. Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm Sarah Lazari. I'm a parent of 2 children in GCSD, my Highview boy and my other child is at RJ Bailey. So I wanted to express my support for this budget. I'm really impressed with our administration's flexibility. During the earlier stages of that budget season, you guys really listened to parent and community feedback. I appreciate you keeping a full-time music teacher at Highview. It's been a loss to not have that consistent instruction this year. And I'm pleased that Greenburgh is kind of recommitting itself to the arts by hiring a full-time art teacher for both Highview and LFJ. So thank you for that. I'm also impressed that you heard from some people in the community that felt the increase was too high and you found ways to bring it down, even though it's already kind of really tight budget framework. And I just wanted to remind our community that school taxes in GCSD are lower than our surrounding school districts, but our children are equally deserving of resources. So we need to show our support by voting yes on the budget on May 19th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I hear a tagline, lower budget but equally deserving. Pretty good tagline. Okay, so there any other comments, questions, anything about the budget, trustees? No? Going once, going twice? Is there a motion to close?
I move that we close the public hearing on the 26-27 budget.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there discussion, trustee Bell?
There is discussion, I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't quickly read it. I'm just curious, do we know when the budget newsletter will start arriving in mailboxes?
I think it's supposed to be mailed out within tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah, this week I know that.
So hopefully by next week, budget newsletter should start showing
Get
up in
received.
mailboxes for the entire community.
Districts, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Community, parents and non-parents, people who
Yes.
send their kids, people who don't send their kids. Everyone should receive a copy. Did you have another comment, trustee Bell?
no, I did not.
Okay, thank you for letting us know. Yes, trustee Long?
Will there be an electronic version of that newsletter available?
Oh, good question. I think
We'll
there
put
is.
it on the budget page.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing that we said, we had gotten, a recommendation from a community member that they wanted to see more about the budget in the school's newsletters. So we're gonna work on that this week, so hopefully that will happen too.
What do you mean more about the budget in school's newsletter?
I guess a couple people have just said they haven't really heard that much about the budget. We've done a lot of presentations, but that's what they're telling us, so, we wanna get the message out as much as we can.
Well, we do a budget newsletter. Do you mean in the subsequent newsletters throughout the year, we're not referencing the budget? Is that what you're saying?
No,
The
I think,
buildings.
so the buildings put out their own newsletters.
Got you. The
to-
parents are
right,
getting
to
their-
parents.
Okay.
And so so what we've shared was the
Thank you.
one page, the
Okay.
budget one pager, but they can incorporate that into their newsletter if
Okay.
they'd like to.
So the principals do like a Friday email
Correct,
blast?
or a
and they're
Monday
saying there's
message or
nothing in
however they
there.
do
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
And
Thank
then
you.
one of the other things that we're going to do, we're gonna work with Mr. Parker to do a video,
Okay,
a budget video that can also go out on YouTube for all the community members too.
sounds good. Trustee Jacobson?
The budget one pager, is that available digitally as well?
It's on the budget page,
Okay.
on the right-hand side. You have to refresh my memory.
The
It's
budget
either-
one sheet.
Is it by itself though? It's not
Yes,
part
it
of
is.
the documents, and it's in both English and Spanish.
Is there a way to make it a pop-up on the website so
That's a
that
good
it
idea.
is the first thing you see, cause it's nice and concise?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Trustee Valen, we're still in discussion.
Yes, I just feel the need because we're going out to the wider public, so I just think it's important to clarify that the information that gets sent home to parents will be informational. It will just be reminders about the voting date, time, place, and information about the budget that's been adopted. It will not be.
Coercive.
Right, we can't tell
They know
people,
where to choose.
we can't tell people which way to vote,
So I just
but
think
we
it's
just
important to
wanna
stay
make sure
that
they
now.
can,
Yes.
yep, information,
The right
right,
Exactly.
yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. We have now opened and closed the budget hearing. Let's move forward to presentations and public comments. Are there any general public comments? No? Okay. Next, we have policy review. I'm gonna turn that over to my governance and policy chair, Trustee Valen.
Okay, yes. Well, I opened, there's two policies being presented to the board for review, comment, editing, questioning tonight. They will then be presented to the public at the regular meeting in May. We are in May, yes. And left open for public comment for 30 days before being put forward on a resolution for approval at the June regular meeting. First policy is 7222, diploma and/or credential options for students with disabilities. This is not driven from an Erie One change per se. This was by request. So there are a few edits on here. Is there any comments, questions? Dr. Chisholm?
Sorry, and maybe I missed this in the initial piece, but vocational is a very antiquated term as it relates to career and technical education opportunities. I would ask that we revise it from saying vocational, because voc ed is not really a thing anymore, and maybe say something around career and technical education opportunities.
Technical. Okay.
I have two things.
Yep.
One is, it seems awkward to me, but in the big paragraph towards the bottom of the first page, where you see post-secondary opportunities and employment options and connections with adult service agencies. Is there a comma or is there too many ands? Or am I reading it wrong?
I agree with you.
I have not caught up to where you are.
It should be, the first "and" needs to be deleted, a comma behind options.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And,
Can you clarify which sentence in this paragraph? Where?
It's the third sentence from the bottom of that large paragraph. So the sentence or the line that begins with credential options.
Okay.
Is it possible, I'm sorry to ask this, and I don't know if this is appropriate, maybe we can put like numbers where the lines are, so that we're saying line 12, line 13, line 14. Is that feasible to do?
I'm so sorry. I'm stuck on what it is you're suggesting to change, because I'm not matching them with
The
what you
sentence
said.
starts just such transition, that's how high the sentence is, I think.
Right, because you said starts
Such
with production
tran-
options,
she was
that's
saying
not this sentence.
That's the line where it starts, but
Mhm.
such transition planning shall be in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Commission of Education and shall include discussions by the Committee on Special Education, which includes students' parents regarding diploma and credential options, post-secondary opportunities, and employment options and connection with adult service agencies that may provide the student with services after existing school as applicable.
Okay, so remove the first and.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're suggesting,
You know, when it's easier to read, so
She's saying-
sometimes you could put in the left-hand margin,
Yep.
like the numbers, so when we're referring to the lines,
to
or
bullet.
which section,
So
yeah.
like this would be like.
Oh, to
this
label
is
the-
three.
One through the,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I can, if you wanted how it would print out, it's in the layout
Sections,
format,
however-
one, two, so we know which line we're referring to.
Trustee Allen, there's also a comma after options.
Yes. Ms. Pineda, did you hear that? So we're deleting the first red and after employment options, adding a comma. So then it's comma and connection with adult services.
And then the second thing, if I may, when you're ready.
Yep.
I see that it has the guidelines of communication, reviewing, but how does this get monitored? So that we can ensure that it's happening, the meeting with the parents when the children are 15, the reviewing of what the options are, the superintendent determination, like when is that discussed? Does that also fall under when the child is 15, or is that later?
It's 15.
Well, determination of a local diploma, usually that comes to me by application once the parents have met. So far, I've probably had 3 meetings with the high school team, the special educator. The parent has signed off on a form, so conversations have happened, and then I've been discuss it with the team. That comes to me after they've already had conversations with the parent in those meetings.
So
If
parents
the
are having,
parent
parents are having
chooses.
discussions with guidance, and then the recommendation comes to you.
And the special
I
educator.
mean, the request, yes.
Yes, and then everything has to be agreed upon, signed off on, and then it comes to me. So we talk about the credits, the students' Regis exams, we talk about all those things in those meetings,
Mhm.
before I then say the child could need a local diploma versus a Regis.
So I think if we look at the first section of the policy, where it's section A, B, C, D, which is talking about that communication that should begin no later than when the school year, when the student turns age 15. It sounds to me like your question is addressing what happens before we get to when you need to make a decision about local diploma.
No, she said,
I have the two questions.
she said who monitors
then-
if that happens, that's what I heard her
So
say.
one is who monitors that this happens when
Who
the
makes
student
sure
is
that
15?
happens? Hold
So do
on,
we need to
Carol
put
has
in a
something to
who,
say.
do we need to put in a
No,
who
because
in?
that's a procedure.
Sure.
Carol.
So as part of the Committee on Special Education, their obligation is to, in the CSE meeting, in the annual review, go over the transition planning. That's where it's supposed to happen, with the parent, with the teachers, with the committee participants. And then there's a section of the IEP, which I'm sure you know,
Mhm.
which includes the transition planning, such things as meeting with counselors, how are you preparing the students, et cetera. So it's in the CSE meeting
Post-secondary plans.
that you know it happens.
Is there a regulation that goes along with this
Yes.
policy that would, no?
But there is a regulation, Part 200 of the Commissioner regulations
Correct.
address transition planning for students with disabilities.
Understood.
Yes.
I'm talking about regulation in the terms
Yeah.
of protocol, procedure.
To ensure that it's actually occurring.
Right.
When the student is 15.
Right, so that's something that your CSE chairperson, whoever's chairing those meetings at the high school level, should be included. It's part of the IEP direct document. But
Or
you're
if it's in the
saying,
document, but it's not being discussed with the parents. My concern is parents who might not know that this is something that needs to be discussed, don't really look at the IEP in depth, and then we have kids who turn out, they're seniors or later, and they're not sure.
We found this as an area that we want, which is why some of this is coming up even now. So we are putting into place with the team someone who is specifically focused on transition planning.
And then, thank you.
And some districts have like transition counselors.
Coordinators. Coach, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a checklist
right.
of things to have conversation about during the CSE, so that's what's being put into place.
And then separately, with the thing of the local diploma, the topic of the local diploma, are there also guidelines that are being written, like when
We have a checklist,
have those
we created, when we
conversations?
first came this year, we immediately, with Dr. Chisholm, generated a checklist of things that we are looking for and what we will accept before it even comes before the superintendent. So ensuring that they've had the necessary conversations before it even comes before the superintendent.
And then one of the things is when I receive one of those applications, I call the meeting together because I want to ask very pointed questions. And I want to make sure that the data has been collected to support that decision because, you know, the expectation or the goal for many of our students, all of them regardless, is that they meet the graduation requirement. How we get them there might look different.
Right.
And so what I want to make sure is that we've done everything we could and we've exhausted all options before going to local diploma. So I have the principal in the call, Ms. Cabella's on the call, Dr. Joku's on the call. I can't think of who else
We
we have on
updated
there.
the form because there's
Yes.
a generic form on the state site, and we updated that form that includes a back portion, which is the checklist and process we want to follow, just to make it consistent.
Right, and I don't know if those meetings had been happening
Yeah.
before.
And so you have this checklist each year,
For
Right.
the local, for any, not
For
just
any-
this year,
for
for
the
anyone who
students.
submits, yes.
and that way you have all your data. to
That's
back up.
correct, but I'm still
Okay.
asking questions, and we're still having a conversation as almost like an ad hoc committee each time it's being referred to
But
me.
are you only using the checklist at the year when they're
No.
petitioning to graduate? Or is
Yes.
it something that's reviewed every year to make sure there's progress being made on things?
So
Like,
that
those
check-
conversations are,
So the checklist that we're talking about is the local diploma request,
Right.
and that comes at a certain point. So if there will be something different that they're using to have as these ongoing annual conversations, I have my own checklist as of the background information, because then at this point, when it comes to me, everything A, B, and C should have been done before it gets to me. So that's what my checklist is. So it's a different,
So that's
Procedure.
that checklist, I think you're talking
You're talking
about
about
the
each
one
year.
that starts at 15.
if that were being used as the one at 15, but it sounds like that's feeding into the one at
That's
15.
something
I guess where I'm
Yes.
going is, again, because this is policy, we're talking about procedure, but we all know that sometimes policy isn't followed up in procedures. You said there's no regulation. Is it possible, once we get the new board docs over the summer, that those checklists, examples of those checklists can be attached as a regulation so people know the tools that are being used? Not part of the policy, but there's,
I think what we have readily available that we can easily put is the updated form. On the back of that form it says for school use only, but you can see the types of questions that are asked. So they see the checklist but can't. Yeah. So that's a yes. For that one. Dr. Chisholm?
yes.
Okay. Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Alon?
I'm gonna bring us back to that lengthy sentence.
Yes.
In the very middle of it, we refer to students' parents. Should that be parent/guardian?
Yes. Should.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or comments about any of the policies that are now open? Yes, trustee Warner, which
I
one?
haven't gotten to the second one yet.
521.
Right, sorry. Yeah, look, if I may, trustee Warner.
Any
I
more
know
on this
you-
one?
No.
I'm sorry, it's your part of the meeting, go right ahead, I'm so sorry.
I just want to quickly outline what has changed. There were two changes incorporated into this redlining. One was from 2024, because we're still doing COVID catch-ups, which basically talked about how EpiPens were to be maintained in the district and training around that. And then another change that came in June of 2025, which changed the title of the policy and, again, talked a little bit more in depth about the plans, the health plans that needed to be prepared, as well as the teams that would be in response. So that's just the generic outline of what changed from Erie 1 in the red lines. Okay, trustee Warner?
Okay, in the.
Sorry. And since I didn't announce to the public, 7521 is the policy we're talking about, students with life-threatening health conditions and/or anaphylaxis. Trustee Warner.
Students come to a school with diverse medical conditions, including allergic reactions, which may be serious and life-threatening. I shouldn't think it should be or life-threatening.
Agreed.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, and
I believe later on in the policy, oh, well, see now I'm looking at a different version, there were some duplications, but I can probably look at that with Ms. Pineda later to see if they've been removed in this printed version. I know some items were moved around, but some of the bulleted items seem to kind of repeat for half of the page. So let's just verify that. So for example, if these were numbered, page 1, 2, 3, 4, I feel like some of that is repeating stuff that's on the previous few pages. So if we could just take a look at that before we present this to the public to ensure those duplications are removed. And then there was some small wording somewhere that like an and had to come out, but now I didn't circle it because I was only looking online. So I'll also do that with Ms. Pineda separately. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Okay, I turn the meeting back over to you, President Mayor.
oh, thank you so much. So, we'll move on to the ex officio student report. They're not here, and the board will be working on the ex officio students' criteria very soon, because we will start our new year in July. Our current ex officio students will be graduating. Huh? Oh. We have board president's report. All I wanted to say was happy Teacher Appreciation Week. There's been several celebrations throughout the district. The PTA is doing a lot of things. I don't know, we'll hear from Dr. Chisholm about the district, but the teachers are the ones in the classrooms with the students, imparting the curriculum, doing a lot of things, SEL, doing a lot of support for the students all throughout the day. I always say teachers have the children more waking hours than the parents do by the time they're going to school and in grade school. So it's important to support the teachers. So happy Teachers Appreciation Week. And then I'm gonna turn it over to you, Dr. Chisholm, for your Superintendent of Schools report.
Thank you very much. I do want to just echo everything that you've expressed, President Mears. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. I was at RJ Bailey, ECP, and Lee Jackson today, and all the PTAs have set up very nice refreshments and lunch for the teachers, also in celebration of Cinco de Mayo. So it was very nice. I want to say thank you to the PTA councils that represent each of our buildings as the celebrations will continue throughout the week. And there'll be a very special delivery on Friday from our district office to our buildings, and an appreciation. I also want to just say, just as a reminder, I'm keeping my short but sweet. May 12th, we're at TDYCC for our budget presentation workshop. Please, I encourage everyone to please come out and hear from our district around the school budget. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Chisholm. Any questions, comments? No? Hearing none, we'll move on to committee reports. First committee on the list is our audit committee. Trustee Valen, you are the chair.
Yes, we are continuing to wait for the initial report from our internal auditors. There has been communication this week. We are waiting to hear, and I have my fingers crossed that we will get it very soon. So no real update.
Okay, CEC committee?
We did not have a CEC meeting per se, but we did have the town hall art show, and several hundred parents showed up to view art from kids from ECP on up to 12th grade, and a good time was had by all. We had a band made up of our high school students played some numbers. Don Weiss, the art teacher for Highview and Lee Jackson, sort of gave a retirement speech, and so we felt kind of a sense of completion there, and a good time was had by all. And then the next meeting will be at the CEC will be at 5/21 at 7 p.m. at the Theater Young Community Center.
And there's a next Nettie Jackson Extra Mile Award.
There's an Eddie Jackson Extra Mile Award in June. It's our June meeting, and I believe the day after the,
20th.
yeah, the day after the budget vote is the deadline for getting your nominations in. If you know of anybody who's gone above and beyond the call of duty, be they staff or for a community member for our children, go on the website, look up Lady Jackson Extra Mile Award. It's on the About Board listing, and there's an entry form, there's a set of rules, and just enter a paragraph or so of what you think makes that person deserving.
Thank you. Trustee Jacobson.
Do we know when the show closes at Town Hall? How long is it open?
They said about a month. Yeah, so what has to happen, of course, is they were willing to leave it longer, but the teachers have to bring the art back in and get back to the kids before the school's done. So
So if you missed it, you can still go and see the artwork and if you weren't there for the opening.
And Trustee Ballin.
I just wanted, you have a complete committee for the next Nettie Jackson Extra Mile Award, correct?
I have the superintendent and I have Tracy Maris. I am looking for volunteers for additional committee members.
So how many community members are you looking for, and how should they contact you?
I'm David Warner, D Warner, DWARNER at greenburghcsd.org. That's how you contact me. If you're interested in becoming a member of the judges panel, we take all of the nominations. They go to the superintendent, the district clerk, and then you meet together and look at the nominations in order, and then decide if there's a winner or multiple winners sometimes. And then you have to put the, there's a little order of the battered boot kind of tennis shoe thing, and you go and get the name plaque put on so that we can award give out the awards at the June meeting.
Trustee Warner, will your meeting be in person or will it be remote?
I don't serve on the committee, so usually
We have met remote. Prior to COVID, we met on the phone, a conference call, so remote. Okay. Done with CEC meeting. Next we have the Education Committee meeting.
The next meeting of the Education Committee is Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. in the Woodlands Middle High School Innovation Lab. That will be chaired by Trustee Sampalayo because I will be unavailable. And the main topic is the Code of Conduct, Character, and I don't know what else is the new community.
Triple C.
So is there anything, I don't know if either Dr. Njoku or Trustee Sampalayo want to add anything about that?
The only thing is that following this week's finalization of the days, we will determine if we're gonna send out notification for registration versus asking people to come, so that we can, just depends on what we decide finally in terms of the organization of time.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is a great chance for the public to provide input onto the yearly review of the Code of Conduct, Character, and Community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Finance Committee. Trustee Merlin.
The Finance Committee has been having multiple budget workshops in conjunction with the administration. Thank you for all the hard work you guys are doing. We've already heard that the next one is next week at the Theodore D. Young Community Center on May 12th at 6:30 p.m. All are welcome.
Wonderful. Next, we have the Facilities Committee. Trustee Warner again.
the next meeting of the Facilities Committee is May 7th, this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. in the Woodlands Innovation Lab.
Okay, great. Governance and Policy Committee.
Yes.
That's you again, Trustee Merlin?
Yes.
The ping pong.
TBD has gotten postponed because of all the budget work and other pressing issues. We'll most likely meet in June.
Wonderful. Next, we have the Wellness Committee.
We met on April 10th. We revisited the language on the Falcon Food feedback form. Especially now that we've had more student involvement, we wanted to see at multiple age groups if the words that we were choosing were things that they would actually answer. And we actually added some things regarding drop-down menus that would connect mind and body, like how did you feel during the meal, and just for our own information. And also a drop-down menu around why students might choose not to get the school's food, to make it easier and less likely that students would skip the question. And so our student members were super helpful in that. And my co-chair and I will be meeting tomorrow to confirm all the feedback so that we can make a formal recommendation around adopting the form and hopefully roll it out sooner than later. We also looked at ways for WITSIMs to communicate the accommodations for dietary restrictions, because there were a lot of people in the group who do have personal dietary restrictions that didn't even know that they could request a gluten-free option, or be directed to where they could find allergen information on the food. So just spreading awareness, because even the kids that are involved aren't aware, and so we're trying to make sure that that can get out there more. Then we broke into small groups, and as the students had requested, so that they could all meet with all the directors that they might have missed last time. And we had 2 Highview students join with Mr. M through Google Meet. They were very cute, very helpful. And our next meeting is this Friday, May 8th, from 12:30 to 2:30. Mr. McCoy said it might not be in here, but as far as I know, it still is. I don't know if you've heard anything. So I'm gonna say it's still in here, in the Freelow Center. We're gonna have a couple students join through Google Meet from Leaf Jackson, and that will kind of round out getting all of our student participation. And we're going to be focusing on planning for the summer night of fun / SEL Liberation, because those events are being joined this year. And we're looking to get some of our student members to volunteer and participate. And that event is June 9th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. here at Woodlands.
I have a little concern. What is you said the SEL night is being joined with the what?
Night of Summer Fun, or whatever it was called before.
So what is if you could help me with this, and I don't know if Dr. Njoku could chime in if needed, what's the curriculum base for this night of fun?
So traditionally, it's been 2 different events, but in order to maintain a level of engagement and involvement, they've been pushed together. And so in the past, the SEL event has had a wellness committee table and different activities. And so I think the idea, and correct me if I'm wrong, is to have all of those activities and ideas along with more community building.
And the launching of the summer reading.
Right, because we're paying a lot of staff to be there, is
Yeah.
my concern.
Staff can be there, and receive payment, and we actually put that as part of
They
the
do receive
community.
payment, yeah.
Could, because the other option is that they have certain days within their contract, so
Okay.
either or. But, that is there, and, yeah, and it's kicking off the summer reading event that we
Okay,
have,
so
that
it's for
starts.
literacy.
For literacy, that starts early on, but it's kicking off that, so all this work has been done, is being done, like identifying the books for the summer, that all this is happening in the background, and this is a way to engage our community.
I definitely think
Thirst for.
getting back to summer night of fun and putting something about literacy in there might be helpful.
So that they understand that it's okay.
Yeah, this is still a school event, it's about literacy, it's not about people just coming and giving out stuff, which
Right.
is
Right,
what some people think, and that we're paying staff to be there. This is about literacy, and it's kicking off, the summer reading. We're encouraging everybody to continue reading throughout the summer, so there's no summer slide. And just trying to continue to engage the kids in the fundamentals of reading.
that's very helpful to know that
Literacy.
there's some
Yeah.
misunderstanding on that. Because all the tables are around reading and literacy. It's okay, we'll
Yeah.
make it clear.
Thank you.
It's most of the tables, not all. Because I know that there was one where we put on hats last year and pictures, but clearly there's other things to engage people,
Yes, it's definitely themed out, but, you know.
Oh, it's nice, we wanna be inclusive, so is there activities for grades pre-K to 12, or are we just targeting pre-K to 6? Like, is there?
It seems like it's more of an elementary event,
Okay.
so.
I'll review it, but I mean, going last year, I saw students of all ages, and then I think bringing in the SEL component is great, because now you're expanding it, so anyone can be a.
I love the combination, for sure.
Yeah, I think
And it's called Celebration.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's why I spelled it out, because it was it sounds like celebration.
Trustee Valen?
I'd just like to point out to Trustee Jacobson that what you said about the allergen information in the cafeterias is a great thing. It ties in with the policy we're reviewing, which is 7521. The last page talks about the district will work toward blah, 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 teaching students to read food labels and to shop and refusal specifications with unknown ingredients. So it might be worthwhile just knowing how that's posted and shared at the elementary levels as well, if there's pictures or.
It's all on Whitson's part of the website, like when you look up the menu, there
Right,
are
but if you-
qualifiers under each.
I guess what I'm asking for is if the wellness committee, I know you do occasionally visit or have people visit the different cafeterias, are there visual cues for the students in line as they're picking up their food, so they know?
There are not, and that's
What
what,
they
that was
are,
some of
sorry.
the student requests, was
Okay.
that there would be more knowledge, more like paper menus where everything is clear, that they can like, line every.
But I'm talking elementary, you may not read, so I just wanna make sure we're doing the full age range.
Correct. Yes.
I think Trustee Vaughn has something else.
Okay, trustee Ahmad.
Just keying off that and thinking forward, it might be nice to have a food service table at the back to school nights when an adult is with us.
I have already emailed Pat, who cannot attend our meeting on Friday, unfortunately. But Mr. McCoy and I have started a conversation about ways to involve and have a wellness committee table and participation from Whitson's.
Is that gonna be an extra cost to pay them to come at night?
It's part of the contract.
Wonderful.
I know last year Pat wasn't in attendance himself, but Whitson supplied a lot of healthy foods, including strawberries and blueberries that like flew off the shelf, like they were particularly good,
Yes.
that kids were like losing it over them. So I think it's gonna go to answer the question that was earlier about the focus. I don't know the rundown of activities, but I know last year's SEL event had the gym open for sports. And there was a ton of older students playing volleyball and basketball and running around and doing things together. I know a couple SEL events ago, there was a multi-age kickball game that happened on the baseball field, and there were like everyone from ECP up through seniors playing together, and I think they were really bummed when the event ended because they had to stop. So I think anytime that there's opportunity for that, and that's some of the feedback that's come out of the wellness committee too, is like, why does Woodlands not have like a field day? And is there a way to do district-wide programming where the little ones and the older ones can come together and have that community? Because it's worked really well for World Read Aloud Day and for a lot of other opportunities, and having them be able to play together. So that's been a big push from the committee.
Okay.
You're looking at me.
Because
Because I'm saying in
thinking-
the planning effort, yes, we do that, and it's about coordinating and coordinating. So as you see, it has happened, but I don't wanna speak out of turn, because it's about planning and organizing and the students coming and the teachers being present after school, and just so that it's clear, this is planned, so all this is budgeted. So in terms of the payment for students, for teachers after school hours to be a part of this community event, I did budget it within the title monies, the supplemental funds, to take this into consideration, because we wanna make sure students will come out because their teachers come out, they wanna come out because, you know, they're being given some responsibility to do. So, we're planning it, but I don't wanna communicate a definite until things are planned.
Yeah, I think there's just, once the students have gotten together, they're like ping-ponging ideas off of each other, and I think they're starting to, and we've had a lot of good involvement from building leaders as well, and I think so then they're hearing what might be going on somewhere else, and are like, well, what about here, and what if we do it here, and they're starting to brainstorm, which I think is lovely, and they'll advocate for that, and I think that's great. And I did find out that those participants will also be getting service hours, so our committee participants get that extra surprise bonus, it counts. I'm giving back.
Okay, is there anything else for the wellness committee? No? Now we have the safety committee.
Oh, let's see. We are not meeting until June. Thank you. That's it. We're gonna have a meeting for a while. That's all I got.
Is there a date in June?
Don't know it off the top of my head, but I'll have it when we, wait, are we, oh, we're in May.
We are.
Let me go look real quick. I wanna say it's that, I think it's June 20th, but don't hold me on that.
June 20th? I'll
Pull out my
tell you a
notes.
second. June 20th is a Saturday, so I would say no.
Okay, maybe not that. No. Sorry.
June 24th, Wednesday.
Thank you. June 24th, 6:30.
Yes.
I
And
feel
the
like there's a
Innovation Lab.
I feel like there's a conflict that day, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll see y'all in September.
Sure.
We're done.
We are all safe.
No, but all jokes aside, I did see that the climate survey went out.
Yes.
So that was nice to see. Dr. Chisholm, when is that going to be due?
So it starts on the 11th, on Monday. This is the week of communication with staff, with parents, the organization and the logistics of how the building principals are going to administer it. So I've been working with Ms. Rossi, Ms. Ferdina, and Mr. Smith on coordinating the Ed School Climate Survey. It is a climate survey that's administered to students in grades 5 through 12, as well as parents to share their experiences, as well as to instructional and non-instructional staff in buildings servicing students K through 12. The expectation is a 90% participation rate. You know, there's no good data, we don't have good data. So that has been articulated and communicated with building leaders too. So that will be May 11th through May 29th will be the window to administer.
And then once you collect the data, thinking about next school year, we'll analyze that and see what's working well, what needs improvements, and try to implement some action plans.
Correct. So both and. So looking at data for each building as they start thinking about their school improvement plans or school education plans for next year. One of those data points will have to be around an area from the climate survey.
Okay.
So that'll have to be a part of one of the goals. And then it's also going to help inform us at the district level, either around professional development, goals for maybe student support services, something like that. So we're using it for goal setting for next year too.
So that was a quick win that we decided on this year. Very excited about that. And then I also saw Mrs. Merrill, the high school students, they have IDs now. My son got one, so that's nice. Thank you for rolling that out. All the students got it, right?
You're welcome. I didn't know it was all
So you
that.
got
I was gonna say they were supposed to have IDs.
Well, he finally got one.
So, Trustee Mans, I'm sorry, I was just looking at the calendar, and there is something, a district-wide safety committee meeting on May 27th.
Oh, there is? Okay. So May 27th, we will meet, I promise.
Hold on.
Is that
There's a conflict somewhere.
But I don't have it on my calendar, which is interesting, because I.
No school for students.
So I would say
So
let's
that-
double check on
Yeah, we
that.
should probably switch the
Can we check
on
on
that
that?
day.
I'm sorry, trustee.
It's Eid, it's the day that they're all
On the
freaking out. 'cause
Oh,
it's-
you're right, it is.
Yes, it's Eid, it's the day off
Oh.
where the staff had off, but then we gave it back as a professional development day.
Okay.
We did the calendar or something.
So we have a PD day, does
so
that mean we
we-
can still have our own meetings?
We could have our own meeting, it's not against the rules, and I will not be at the board meeting on the 26th because the prom was scheduled on that night. And so, I don't know if, you know, we talked about the possibility of moving that, but then everyone freaked out because it's a day off for staff, but it's not a day off, it's PD. So, yes, that is the day, so you might wanna move that day, people may not come, I don't know,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Trustee Valen.
I need to amend, if I may.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the district calendar. I do see a May 27th safety committee meeting.
Yes.
Yes, that's Eve. It is not, because I saw some eyes, but it's also something I was gonna bring up after the technology meeting, but I'll do it now. Because I need to, it's been discussed, and I need to just point out, because I'm not on the committee this year, but 2 or 3 of the trustees are serving, were appointed at the June, July reorganizational meeting to be on the district-wide safety committee meeting, which is different. and that will need to start meeting soon, so you guys need to, who's on it? Is it you three? Okay, so you guys will hopefully get communication soon about that. But that's not the meeting that was referenced as a district-wide meeting, that's not, no, that's a regular safety meeting. That meeting is yet to be scheduled.
Who's organizing the district-wide safety meeting? Is that you? Is that-
It's supposed to be me.
Yeah, usually it's a business person.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Okay. So it's those three that would be,
Okay.
in attendance.
And your secretary knows the usual invitees. And we can discuss that more later.
Thank you.
May I ask, just for clarification, I guess the different, the goals of whether it's a district versus a board committee, safety committee. I see them if we're doing, I don't wanna be duplicative and utilizing the same people and stretching people to have duplicative come. So I guess I need to ask, I just wanna be
So the
efficient.
district-wide safety, the district-wide safety committee is a district committee
Correct.
organized by the administrator. Board members are just a small portion of the committee members. If you look at the district safety plan, you'll see a list of all of the community members and staff members who participated over the last few years. That may just be the same, may change depending on the outreach that happens. That committee is formed to review annually for board approval, the district-wide safety plan, which is different from the building level safety plans.
Correct.
In which board members do not participate, nor public members.
There's not true, you're supposed to be a parent member on that committee.
Can be, yes. So I don't know if that answered your question, I feel like it didn't.
The safety committee by the board discusses other random safety issues that come up.
Well, the district one
Would do the same.
includes like firefighters and police officers.
Right, that's a
and, like,
district-wide safety plan.
Right, so it's
The
beyond
plan
our
For
goals.
the specific plan, not
Right.
safety issues that occur.
It's
in
not
general.
safety issues that are discussed and ideas.
So there's overlap, it's a Venn diagram.
It is,
but-
it is.
No, not really,
Well,
because
kind of is. So I guess I wanna be clear, so
Yeah.
we're saying that, and I'm just clarifying this, full transparency. So the district safety committee, do you see it, I'm just asking how this district has done it traditionally, as almost an ad hoc, only to
Yes.
do the, okay, cause that's not.
Because
That's how it's
we'll get
functioned
all
in
the
the
people
past.
showing up
It's-
for the.
Here's
Right,
the plan.
the
Here's the
mass
draft of
amount
the
of
plan.
people would
Let's
not
read
show
through it
up
and
for
amend it.
4 times a year, 6 times a year safety committee, no.
Interesting.
The safety committee, for example, may have a discussion on, for example, I'm just picking one, deliveries to the, any schools and, campus use, for example, the district-wide safety committee would not discuss that. That would be a different level of discussion, it's more macro, sorry,
The district-wide safety committee is a required committee.
yes,
It's one of the, like, 3 that are required, I think.
yes. They discuss the evacuation
The
plan.
district-wide one, not
Yes.
the district.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
They discuss the evacuation plan, they discuss all the, the emergency safety.
I'll ask my other questions later.
Yes.
I was gonna say, this feels like something that we could discuss around reorg.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Okay, for
reorg
next year.
discussion. Yeah.
Consolidate.
I tried that.
It's just for reference, it's the review of the document, which now needs to make sure it includes, the remote learning plan and the ACs and all that stuff.
Right.
And usually, it can happen differently, but in the past, it's usually met once or twice with other feedback happening to the team, the business office team, via email after revisions are made to the document, so.
So
David
if
served on
I
it for
reach
many years.
out to the 3 board members to ask, like, what dates work, then
You should talk with the secretary,
Yes.
because she has a list of
It's a lot
all
of
the
people.
people
oh,
that you need, there's multiple,
Okay.
If the
Fire
police
chief,
department
so
can't make it,
community
probably
Yeah.
folks.
you need to reschedule.
okay, got it.
Transportation, lots of
Right.
people.
Lots of people. Okay, any other comments on safety committee? No, moving forward, we have technology committee.
Our last tech meeting was April 23rd. We reviewed the budget information and departmental needs and timelines. We addressed concerns that we have language line capabilities in all of our buildings, but it's not being advertised effectively so that our families know that they can ask for interpretation services at each school. I know that there's cards for staff, but there should be signage in each building, and there's not. So, but that resource is available to our families. We discussed website needs in order to make sure that it maintains its accurate information and is updated regularly. And that's including like pictures of students and and stuff like that. And we wanted to make sure, we were looking at making sure that secretaries have access to the appropriate branding to help with programming and advertising in each building. And we also have a formal recommendation to make to the board. Which reads as follows: the technology committee formally recommends that building leaders add USB-C charging cables to at-home school supplies in case remote learning needs result in Chromebooks district-wide needing to go home. Students who do not have access to this type of charger at home can request one from their building leader to bring home with the student's personally assigned computer.
Okay, thank you. Next meeting, Kate?
May 29th, May 28th.
May 28th. That one.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, concerns?
At 11 a.m.
Committees? At 11.
Yeah, that was an earlier one. Usually it's a little later.
Alrighty.
And it brings.
Next, we have executive session on the agenda. However, for some reason, Board of Ed discussion was omitted. I don't know where that went on my agendas. That should be on every agenda, if possible. Yes.
Liaisons.
Would you like to give a report? Yes.
I just have the one.
Which
for PTA Council.
Okay, PTA Council liaison.
Candidates night is May 11th here at Woodlands from 7 to 9 p.m. You can come ask me and Tracy some questions.
The candidates.
Can't wait to throw you guys. That's so many questions.
Kindly, I thought, but
Any other liaison reports? Anyone?
I think
Yes.
I should mention that at that same PTA council meeting, they elected next year's officers. So president is Martina O'Mealy, VP is Gabriel Rahona, recording secretary is Jadira Ramirez Garcia, corresponding secretary is Marlo Roman Batista, treasurer is Christine Mala.
Okay. Any
And
other?
yeah, they gave a budget presentation which was based on our budget presentation. They slimmed it down and showed us some of the slides, and they gave a brief facilities report as well. So I was surprised, and at the end of the meeting they had a little seminar after they adjourned in which they talked about lobbying, how to lobby your state legislator, and so it was,
Wonderful.
yeah.
That means we're absolutely transparent if the parents are able to put together some additional information and have the accurate information to educate other parents. Turnkey information, that's great. Yes, Trustee Jacobson?
I actually have something to add for Bailey if we're on that.
Well, we will move to that. Are there any other liaisons, not building liaisons, but any other liaisons that want to give any reports? Web River, state, anything? No? We'll move on to the buildings. ECP.
ECP, the spring concert is tomorrow at 1 p.m. at ECP main campus. So we're looking forward to that.
Wonderful. LFJ, anything?
Let's see, there's a STEM event, there's a $1,500 grant for that, and there's I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing. It says that there's an event on May 9th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Lee F. Jackson, but I don't know what the event is. All right. Sorry.
Do you want help? It's done that move it, make it, and shake it.
Make it and shake it, that's
Move
why I
it,
can't
make it,
read
shake
it.
it.
I got it. All right.
Wonderful. Highview?
Highview, May 8th is Spirit Day, and the spirit wear should be your Highview wear. And if your student is registered for the COGAT, that testing is May 19th.
And Bailey?
May 6th, which is tomorrow, is third grade parent orientation for rising fourth graders at 6 p.m. This week is also the New York State math exam. May 12th is the science exam for fifth grade only. May 20th is the musical press start, which has a video game theme, and I've seen some of the decor today when I was there for teacher appreciation, and it's super cute, and the kids are helping make it, and so I highly recommend. That's at 6:30, and June 3rd is their spring concert, also at 6:30. A lot of events at the
Okay. Is the third grade moving up thing, is that an informational for parents? What is that?
Yes.
So
So
is
my
there a
understanding is
way-
the orientation for rising fourth grade families.
Is there a way we can do informationals to the grades coming into the schools earlier than May and late April, which is what was the sixth grade orientation, seventh grade orientation?
The answer to that is yes. I've had conversations recently with the R.J. Bailey and Woodlands Middle High School about doing it earlier for several reasons in the year. We're all in agreement, so one of the things that we've already started talking about is the calendar for next year, and meeting with Ivy and Patricia, and then starting to meet with the building principal, so we're gonna start having those conversations about planning and programming and time.
As well as not just jamming all the parent-teacher conferences on the same nights? That's not helpful for people with multiple children.
But yes, the PTA did a bang-up job on their lunch today. It was Cinco de Mayo themed. It was very adorable.
Anything else on RG Billy? Moving on to Woodlands Middle High School.
It's a plethora on that list.
I tried to narrow it down. So, I encourage everybody to vote for Brianna Owens, who is up for Flag Football Player of the Week. Go to GoHunt.com. And it's tomorrow by 1. You can vote multiple times, like the 25 I have already. The Woodlands Pioneers participated in the Lower Hudson Valley Special Olympic Spring Games on Sunday, April 26th, where their coach, also Kevin O'Donoghue, received a Coach of the Year award. The Brothers Keeper, Arbor Day, and Coda events occurred. The middle school concert was last night, which I heard was outstanding. This was for band, chorus, and the jazz band. Look out for Mr. Smith's weekly newsletter for the IB, AP, and Regents prep schedule, as well as for the schedule for academic support. The WISE kickoff is on the 15th of this month. The National Junior Honor Society and Honor Society inductions will be on the 19th. The African Diaspora Committee went to Washington, D.C., and that was lovely. I mean, they got back at like midnight, but it was great. Students have received an additionally close to $500,000 in scholarships. One in particular for a student who will be attending Carnegie Mellon University was about $435,000 for the course of 4 years. On the 20th, there was a Pioneers concert and art show. On the 21st, there's a Pioneers pep rally, so go Woodlands supporting our students. On senior week is coming up. On the 4th of June is the Woodlands High School concert. And on June 1st is the Scholarship Fund Awards at 7:30 here at Woodlands.
Yes, trustee.
So the WISE kickoff
Mans.
is on May 15th. Do they have a list of when the presentations are gonna be?
I did not see that.
Okay.
There'll be a
what-
model presentation.
So what is
Yeah,
gonna,
but what if you wanna see other ones? Last year. there was-
Oh, you
They
mean
have
the
a
students?
whole list, and
Oh.
you can go and the kids sign up after they see the model.
Yes.
They sign, they say, okay, that's what it's gonna take. And then they sign up for different time slots, and it'll usually be a couple of weeks out from the model presentation, because
Okay.
people will look and see what's involved.
Thank you, I misunderstood your question.
You know, it's fine. All right, so after the 15th, the kids will get to sign up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, okay, gotcha. Does that normally get distributed to everyone? I feel like I didn't know last year. What, sorry?
No, I have not publicly distributed, but
So in my, trustee Warner, can I speak to this? So, So usually the other presentations are more private than the model presentation, and usually the attendees consist of basically the panel who will write the evaluations, and
And
I'm
the
not sure if
parents
people
and
need to
very
volunteer
often
and how.
Their friends will show up to cheer them on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
it's
it's not-
known within the high school, but the kids are in charge of their own publicity to a certain extent, and sometimes you'll see, flyers in the hallway that kind of, let people know when there's a presentation, and you play it by ear depending on what the kid wants.
But if I remember, last year there was an email that went out, because they were looking for readers for their presentations.
Oh, yeah, that's already, we've done the midpoint reading.
Panel readers, not panel people.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah. So there's usually volunteers for the panels requested, and that's often how an adult can sit in on a presentation if they're gonna be on the panel.
Gotcha. That hasn't gone out yet, that communication. Okay, thank you.
May 19th, is there any event going on here during the budget vote?
Yes, the honor society.
Honor Society,
I missed it.
I mentioned that. Junior and.
You did. That's kind of.
But that's the only thing.
So there's no partnerships
There's no-
with anyone?
yeah.
There's no other events happening?
It's exclusive, there's no, huh?
It's at Highview.
Highview, why don't they move it here? So people
I
can
think it's
vote.
a, yeah,
It's already calendared.
What event is that?
I think they have like a book club.
Have you book clubs?
So it's their last book club.
So when are they doing
Are there any other partnership events happening that night besides the induction ceremony? No student votes, no nothing.
it?
Okay.
Should be, what about the principal student votes? They're not having a student votes?
The PTA was working with the principals to see how
Did
they
they-
wanted to coordinate and organize that. Last we had the
They reach out to
conversation.
the principals, to the best of my knowledge. I don't know where the process is at this point. I'm not sure the status.
Had they mentioned it in their meeting?
PTA council, yes, but I don't know what the response from the principals have been.
They'll follow up. I'll
Yeah,
ask.
I think we need to, I think it needs to be more of a directive at this point. I
Mhm.
think there
Yes.
needs to be something.
There was a massive drum up of support when it was done during the last bond, because a lot of the kids motivated their parents and reminded their parents to get voting.
Any other liaison? I'm gonna move on. No? Okay. Next item is Board event discussion. And there was an item. Yeah?
Oh, about our budget and how the community,
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. Let me think how I wanna say what I wanna say. I just feel like, as we all know, we have been getting a lot of different tones in our emails. And I know for me, when I'm not happy with something, I take action, right? So my point is, if, sometimes things aren't resulting in the way maybe you think they should as a community member, I think now, or even next year, could be a good time for people to roll up their sleeves and help and assist with any problems or challenges they see that the district might be having, if that makes any sense. I just know as a community member, we all invest in our community. So again, if the district isn't panning out or you're not seeing the results that you want, maybe that could be a good opportunity to meet with someone here and kind of give ideas on how to make things better. And that's all I have to say, if that makes any sense. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Also, the speed cameras was a discussion people wanted to have. No? We received an email asking, well, it was a resend from, I don't know when.
I didn't receive an email, but what was was a suggestion to start getting speed cameras in our areas throughout Greenburgh, at the schools, what was it?
So it was us and Edgemont. We were asked to support the town, Mr. Feiner, on speed cameras by the schools.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure, you know, I don't have the context behind it, if it's like, if it's gonna be speed cameras and people are gonna get tickets, I don't know what, I need more context.
Yeah, we can't
I think it all came from when they had the school bus, the walking school bus, remember that? I don't know if any of you participated.
Yeah, barely,
Yeah, but I think, you know, the town supervisor saw the cars flying by and felt like there should be something to help, because it wasn't safe. That's where I kinda think this all might be coming from.
Yeah, I think there was an issue with, well, I guess it is an issue with somebody noticed it, but the town supervisor was there
Right.
that morning in front of one of the schools, and one of the community members said it'd be great if we had like a sign or a crosswalk right here as parents are walking their kids. And I believe he heard that person and they put something in place, but I don't know if that's the precedence for it, the request.
So what's wrong with the speed camera? Are they paying for it?
That's my question.
Oh, that part. Oh, it's the funding. Ah, okay.
Because there's also like the tech piece involved in that too, right? Not just the camera itself, but also like all of the monitoring of all of the things and the systems involved, if there's tickets or not. So I would agree, like, as a premise, I think it's a good idea. But the rollout and what that actually means, I would be very curious as to what that actually looks like in action.
Yeah, I think there's push at times that, oh, we want, you know, the support on this, we want you to sign on to that, but if we don't have all the information. Our district is interesting as well because, I guess we would qualify, let's see, Leaf Jackson is in a residential community. So, you know, we could say we want all the speed cameras that we want, but they have to check with Juniper Hill Civic Association. Those folks would have to be in agreement with anything. Then we have Highview, where our school is actually up on the hill and off, that's actually state road they would have to get permission from. Then we have Bailey, which is also a state road, that they would have to get permission from the state. And then we have the campus that has ECP and Woodlands on it, and we're kinda in the campus, our school. So in the front, Maria Regina and LaFell would have to agree to that. In the back, I don't know how those homes and apartments, so I'm not sure what the ask is exactly for us, but I don't know if anyone else has more info on it.
I also don't know if the ask was of other districts in Greenburgh or just our two districts specifically.
Right. So I'm not sure how everyone feels. Trustee Sempalayo, Valen, Warner, Long.
Seems like there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my feeling is before we support anything, we need more information. It's too general, where are the speed cameras gonna go, are they?
The communities that it's
Yeah.
going to impact personally.
Yes, in my mind, it'd be nice to just have a crosswalk from Poet Hill Corners to, our entrance to the school, I mean, the speed camera, it's just a general request, it's not, we need more information, it's not relevant
I agree,
right now.
I think they were looking for a soundbite, yes, because it sounds good, you know, on the face of it with no information, but I feel like that's a dereliction of our duties to approve anything without actual real information in front of us. It's just a 2-sentence email, and that's not enough for me at least.
Correct, I agree.
I don't think anyone was gonna say like, no, I'm against safety. Yeah. But like, what does that look like?
So when you guys have when the board has situations like this, do you invite whoever is proposing an idea to come in and speak publicly about it?
Do you want to invite them? You're on the board. do you want? No, I mean, do you want? That's an idea. Do you
Because
want?
we have questions,
We have
right?
questions.
We can't be the only ones that have the same questions, right?
So we could definitely invite them. Trustee Warren, I'm going to let Trustee Warren.
I thought there was some documentation, I can't remember where, I've seen it online, that they said that it was in front of R.J. Bailey and in front of Woodlands and the private schools as well, right there. And those were the two spots for our district. I don't know about Edgemont. But yeah, there was a lot of negative flack in terms of the online commentary towards it. I'm not in favor of the negative flack. I think it's good to have, safety is good, okay? If I had my choice between that and having a sidewalk that goes to Woodlands, I might go to the
that's
sidewalk.
so- yeah.
Yeah, crosswalk, the sidewalk, yeah.
Yeah. Trustee Ballard?
Ditto, but I'll also say, I mean, keeping in mind the purpose of our meetings, I would just want to protect our time and the time of our staff a little, and before, I'm not saying don't invite people, but before inviting people, perhaps invite them, instead just share some of the stuff in writing first, because I agree there's stuff out there on the internet, but nothing was sent to the board within their request, or nothing that I saw. So I would recommend starting that way first, so that we can use our time most effectively. And then if we still have questions, we could invite, but it's just my one person suggestion.
Or would this fall under the safety committee? No?
It could. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
safety issue that they're emailing us about. You could invite them to the meeting to give a
There you go.
presentation at that meeting instead of at our larger meeting.
You could argue ad hoc government relations as well.
Right.
Lots of places to talk about it, lots of places.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Good
idea.
combo. I'm all
Good
for the
idea.
same market.
Okay. Any other discussions, any other topics people want to discuss? Hearing none, we can move on. Yes? Oh, trustee Long, I'm sorry. What topic?
I have a question about some of our facilities, actually one specific facilities project. The water main project at the Pinewood entrance. I noticed a DOH letter that has put another hold on our project. So do we know, one, do the specified equipment that's noted in there, does it meet their requirements? And two, how long is it gonna take for our engineering slash architectural firm to correct the paperwork? Actually, I don't even care about how long it takes. What's the delay? Any idea what the delay is? Because everybody seems to delay our projects.
Yes. So I will give you the response that I received from BBS. I would expect that it would be further elaborated on Thursday night's facilities committee meeting, because they will be online. So the response I got was that they hope to have the Pinewood connection done by the end of the month. The revised drawings and reports are being submitted to DOH this week. And yes, the wet tap products meet DOH requirements.
Very good.
Okay.
And
So, a different question is why the heck didn't they put it on
have
the
two check
drawings?
valves, right?
Yeah.
And they're below the water table, and the questions that came back from the entity that's in charge of the health department that gives us approval are, hey, these things are above the 100-year floodplain, aren't they? And of course, the answer is no, because they're sitting in groundwater. And you can heat them up in the winter, right? So that they won't freeze. And of course, we're having trouble with the lights back there. So there's if it gets done by the end of the month, I will be surprised. Okay, I'll just say that.
Well, we need, I hear you, but I think from, first, our project was delayed because the town didn't want us to do a dry tap because they had shut the water off, and that was their issue.
Right, we did.
So we pivoted to this wet tap. And in theory, our professional team should know what requirements are needed on the drawings for submittal. And yet, we submitted something that didn't have all of the information on it.
That didn't take into account the fact that the water.
Well, one of those questions was about lead, which should be a fairly standard note.
That should be
Yes,
standard.
on the specified details of that piece of equipment. So I think what we need from our professionals is a timeline that's solid. Solid. Because we have a construction manager on this project, don't we?
That's what I'm looking for.
I will ask them for a definitive timeline.
through September 30th. I was just verifying the
Yeah,
date.
yeah.
And there's 2 ends to
And
finish.
we've,
And that's just one end.
and we've gotten a renewal on our temporary fire permits for the high school and Mansion, so that, you know,
To accommodate this, we just
do
submit
the
that.
September 30th instead of May.
Instead of May. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Certificate of occupancy.
Okay,
Those we
any,
submitted earlier this year.
are you satisfied?
I'll be satisfied when we have a date.
Right.
When we have a date, so as long as we're working on it,
Well, they said it's end of May, right?
yeah, well.
Okay. Hearing no other topics for discussion, can we get a motion for executive session, please?
I move that we adjourn to executive session to discuss information relating to proposed pending or current litigation, collective bargaining negotiations, the employment history of particular persons, personnel matters and employee records, and matters deemed confidential by state or federal law, including seeking advice from counsel.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carried. We're now in executive session. It's 8:03 PM. Thank you. Hey, we are back in public session. Oh my God.
Mine. I think we're writing.
Oh my God. First item on, I don't even know where I am. First item on the agenda is F, work session approvals. Can I get a motion for personnel instructional items, please?
I move that we approve the instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carried. Item F2, personnel non-instructional items.
I move that we approve the non-instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Board action items. Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion?
Discussion.
Yes?
I'm sorry, I would like to request that trustee Warner
Amend.
rescind his motion and pull items I-1, 2, and 3, so we can do those separately as amended.
Items 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I rescind my motion, and I move that we approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening, with the exception of items I-1, 2, and 3.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Items B, do you want to have this, do you want to make
Yes,
the floor
Okay,
recognizes
make
you,
the motion.
trustee Val?
yes, I move that we approve items I-1, 2, and 3 as amended, which I will read, when you tell me to.
Go ahead.
Do we need a second first, or should I read them first?
You have to read it to make the motion.
Okay, item I-1, bid Mount Olympus Restoration LLC. I recommend that the first whereas, whereas Greenburgh Central School District solicited bids for, this one might be right. So the second whereas, what do you want to do, read the whole thing?
Why can't we
Whereas-
just table this until next meeting?
Because we're gonna approve it. Whereas Greenburgh Central School District solicited bids for general construction of the science lab interior alterations at Woodlands Middle High School, in parentheses, project, and whereas is recommended by the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education on March 25th, 2026, authorized the bid award for the project to Mount Olympus Restoration LLC, the lowest responsive bidder, in accordance with New York State laws, at a base bid plus alternates for a total of $1,567,000. Now therefore be it resolved, et cetera, et cetera.
Why is that different than what's here?
It's base bid plus alternates.
Okay. So,
That's item I-1.
okay, so is there a second?
We're doing them individually?
Yes.
Well, my motion was for all three, I apologize. I rescind my
Do
original
you
motion. I
have the
moved-
corrections?
Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
That's not how. you're supposed to be done, but go ahead.
My apologies.
It's okay.
Is it the same correction on all three?
The same correct, so on so for item I2, bid RLJ Electric Corporation, we're going to have the wording of the first whereas, state whereas Greenburgh Central School District solicited bids. Hold on,
Electrical.
I need to see this.
Uh-huh. That's the first one.
For electrical construction for the science lab interior alterations at Woodlands Middle High School project. And then the second whereas will say at a base bid plus alternates for a total of $564,600.
The third.
The third one, item I3, bid Tribeca Air Conditioning Corporation. The first whereas will state solicited bids for the mechanical construction for the science lab interior alternations at Woodlands Middle High School. The second whereas will state at the end, in accordance with New York state laws, at a base bid plus alternates for a total of $657,241.
Okay. As amended, there's been a move and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Next we have, is it business items?
Pupil personnel.
Thank you. Pupil personnel item?
I move that we approve the pupil personnel services items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Review items for next meeting. K1 are 10-year approvals. K2 are minutes. K3 is the WISBA budget, Westchester Putnam School Board Association budget. Yes?
I have a question on that. I went back and looked at WISBA budgets for the last few years. Is it typical the way that they reference the increase to our membership is a range? So how do we know what our part is in that range? I tried to find it in the budget, but I couldn't quite find it, so. The range is, because the range is actually every year, it's from like $24 to $154 increase.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I found that odd.
Is it based on the number of members that you have from your district that are?
I don't know.
It's the accompanying letter says, we base our dues on each district's current year tax levy and thus take into consideration both district size and district wealth. Higher need districts receive a smaller percentage of their revenue from the tax levy. And then the individual letters are sent out to each district in July. We can probably, between now and the regular meeting, ask the business office to confirm how much we paid in dues this current year. To get an
Because then
idea.
they got a letter, and then we pay attention to the letters we get in July, and ask the business office to put it in our packet.
I was gonna say, I'll add that to the packet.
Mhm.
Questions?
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next item, K4, WISBA Board of Directors. K5, Treasurer's Report in, March. K6, Warrant Reports in March. K7, Business Contract. K8, Business Contracts. K9, Business Contract. K10, Business Contract. K11, Health Services Contract. K12, Health Services Contract. K13, Health Services Contract. K14, Health Services Contract. 15, Health Services Contract. K16, Contract, CRP Sanitation. Did you want to say something about this?
No.
Yes?
Actually, it refers to 16, 17, and 18.
Mm-hmm.
If we could get the bid documents attached to these items, the tabulation is there, and the contract is there. If the contract refers to providing services as outlined in the bid documents, in all three of those, but the bid documents are not there, so we don't know what the
Oh, that was
services
the
are.
email you're talking about. Okay.
We got that on me. Thank you.
Bid 17 is a contract. Whoa, I'm so tired. K16 is a contract. K17 is a contract. K18 is a contract. K19 is a contract. God bless you. 20 is a contract. K21 is a contract. K22 is a contract renewal.
Sorry.
Yes?
Dr. Chisholm, regarding K21, that contract renewal, Can we find out if the extra classroom funds that are paid by students get then transferred back to the general fund for
Okay,
this expense?
okay.
Thank you.
K-22, I don't know if I did that one, it's a contract. K-23 is a contract renewal. K-24 is a curriculum contract. K-25 is a curriculum contract. K-26 is a is a donation. K-27 is a donation. K-28 is a PTS contract. And we are done. Now we get to closing items. L1, new business. Is there any new business? Hearing none. L2, is there an adjournment?
I'm moving to adjourn this meeting.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. 12:16 a.m.